Fuck you, man. Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here for, just again, another video. Video number 2 on this late Wednesday night, and you know what that means. But once again, back here on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down below on this very channel and my other channels, which are down there in my pants, bitch. Otherwise known as the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, treat it like it's your fucking bitch. Kind of like what the prophecy did today. Smack those bitches around. But anyway, tap the bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. Hopefully YouTube will send out my notifications to you. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So hit the bell, hopefully you get notified. If you're not getting notified, then unsubscribe and resubscribe. Hit the bell again, hopefully that'll work. If not, then just blame Susan for being a douchebag and a cunt. Simple as that. Simple as that. And we'll move on from there. Alright. It's Wednesday, late Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It is time, right now, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for August the 10th, 2022. If you're watching from somewhere else, you're watching it on August the 11th, 2022. Or if you're in Japan, August the 12th, 2022. We're just about to hit the 12th of August, which, you know, it's a day later and hours later. But big ups to everybody in Japan. Japan, #1 forever. And everyone, anywhere else you will be watching this video. Hope you had a great night, a great day, and a great night. And if you didn't, well, too bad for you. It's too bad for you. That's all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on from there. That's that. Alright, so before we start, once again, check out my NXT review I did earlier in the day, right before Dynamite, in the description box below. So check it out whenever you feel like it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time watching and you like the content. I hope you do. You should, because I'm entertaining unlike other people we know. But if you like the content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, stick it straight up Susan's you-know-what. And hit that bell so you can get notified when I do a video, a live video, or just a regular video. All that other good shit. And that's it. So NXT review down below. And that's that. Alright, so hope you had a great day. I had a great day. I had a fantastic day. Another day, another dollar. Had a great day. It wasn't too warm here in the Northeast. Still a little bit warm, 77 degrees at right now. A little after 1 a.m., but still, it's better than nothing. But might be a little bit warm tomorrow. But then the weekend is going to be cold. Not that cold, but it's going to be colder than it's been the last few days here in the Northeast. A little low 80s, maybe an upper 80. I think we're supposed to get like 79, 80 on Sunday. And then most of next week should be around 80, 85, which is not bad for the middle of August. Already the middle of August? Are you kidding me? Time flies when you're having fun. But soon we'll be talking about Labor Day in about 2.5 weeks. 2.5, 3 weeks. And then after that, you know, summer is about to be over in about a month from now. Everybody's going back to school. If you're, depending on what state you're in, you know, probably had your first day of school today. Or you're gonna, if you're in the Northeast, you're gonna have school in about a couple weeks. So, As that great Twisted Sister song began, the summer is over. I am in command. Twisted Sister. But it is what it is. Great band. God bless AJ Peril, that man banging those skins in heaven with Vinnie Paul and Neil Peart. And Randy Castillo. I mean, so many drummers like Keith Moon and all the drummers in heaven banging those skins, playing in super groups in heaven. I mean, it is what it is. Probably the biggest group in heaven right now is the big super group with Randy Rhoads, Dimebag Darrell, Vinnie Paul, and the legendary Lemmy Kilmister. What's up, dudes? Rock out with your cocoot. All right. Yeah. Mr. Lemmy Kilmister on bass, Randy Rhoads on lead guitar. Well, I don't know who you would play on lead guitar. Either Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, or Dimebag. And then you have Vinnie Paul on the drums, banging those skins in heaven. And then your lead singer would be, the legendary Ronnie James Dio. You know what I mean? We're off to the witch. We'll never ever return. Yeah, that guy. And if you don't like Ronnie James Dio or Lemmy, fuck you. Go listen to Justin Bieber. That, you know what? That idiot. Just saying. But, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Legendary guys are in heaven, man. Kicking ass. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, so the summer's gonna be over. Fall's gonna be coming. Baseball's gonna be ending pretty soon. Hockey's coming around the corner. Football starts tomorrow. Well, preseason starts tomorrow. For some other, the regular preseason starts tomorrow. We already had the Raiders beat the living shit out of I think it was the Jaguars, 24-11 or something like that. But the Hall of Fame game that nobody cared about. So yeah, the Jets and Giants play tomorrow night. I might watch some of that. The Niners play on Friday night against the Packers with Rodgers and company. So that should be fun. So we'll get that. So regular season starts in about a month from now. It should be awesome. Not you, Mike. Well, I know you said my name. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come in. Right, get out of here right now. I'll need you later, bro. Right. Anyway, but anyway, yeah. So a lot of good things coming up in the fall. Halloween's just around the corner, guys. And then pretty soon Thanksgiving and that great month of December. My birthday and Ozzy's birthday and Lemmy's birthday and the same day as me and Jesus Christ. And don't forget, Maria Brink and Chris Howard's birthday almost in the same week as my birthday, a week before my birthday actually, which is great. So, good stuff coming your way in the next 3.5 months. So, good stuff. With good wrestling and good sports and good shit. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's get into AEW for tonight. Quake by the Lake. Holy shit, this show was freaking, no pun intended, Mike, awesome, epic, fucking epic show tonight. I don't know what Tony was smoking, but he was smoking some good shit. This show was basically like a pay-per-view show, almost. It was so freaking good. The coffin match between Darby Allin, I know how you doing, and Brody King, bloody as fuck. And then the main event of Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho for the AEW interim title was great, bloody as well. We saw a lot of blood tonight. And we saw the return of a man you may know well, you all know so well, and you are all masturbating to him tonight. Probably. Besides me, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Chat room's open if you guys want to come in, but if not, then get the fuck out of here. It is what it is. We already got one person watching, and we all know who that is. We all know who that is. Hope you had a fun day, dude. But I digress. Anyway, alright, so we begin Dynamite, Quake by the Lake. And we're from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of those Timberwolves. And the Minnesota Wild. I don't think they play at the Target Center. I think they play at another arena. But anyway, yeah, the home of the Timberwolves and the Minnesota Wild. Also, those Minnesota Vikings, who the Niners play next week in preseason. Why do we have a hard schedule for the preseason? I mean, seriously. Like, seriously. The NFC Central in the first 2 games of preseason? I mean, come on. I mean, it doesn't count, which is great. I could care less if the Niners get shut out tomorrow. Or next week. All I care about is September the 11th against the Bears. Whipping that candy ass September the 11th. That's all I care about. But I don't give 2 shits about preseason. Especially hockey, which the preseason for hockey is coming up in about a month. Holy shit, we're talking about hockey and football already. And basketball, but I don't give 2 shits about basketball right now. But it is what it is. I'm getting focused on the playoffs for baseball. And, you know, Mets' magic number right now was 46. And I think the Braves won. They were winning 8-4 in the 9th inning against the Boston Red Sox, who fucking suck! Among other Boston teams. Except for the Celtics, of course, but it is what it is. Yeah, I like the Celtics, you know, but it is what it is. Not a huge fan, but, you know, I'll root for them every once in a while, but other than that, yeah. Boston Red Sox, who can't do the Mets are solid. I mean, seriously? Maybe just wait till next year for the Red Sox. Garbage fucking team they are. Chris Sale gets injured again. Got no pitching staff. All you got is Rafael Devers, who's gonna get traded pretty soon, probably next year. I got nobody. Can't even do anything for the Mets. Come on. So the Mets won today 10-2 over a shit team like the Cincinnati Reds. Swept those motherfuckers out of town. 6-game winning streak, 7 games still up on the Braves. So the Mets got the day off tomorrow. I mean, they're so red hot, they need a day off. Then they start a big 3-game series against the Phillies. Scherzer on Friday night. The GOAT on Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, I should say. I thought that was a Saturday afternoon game. It was Saturday night. I was on Channel 11. And then Sunday, Chris Bassett versus Zach Wheeler. Sunday afternoon. I believe that game is on Channel 11 too. So, there you go. So, we'll see what happens with the Mets. Hopefully, you can take maybe 2 or 3 from the Phils, where we put them in the backseat mirror. But Phils are red hot. They've won 6 in a row too. So, I mean, what's going to give here? But, I mean, you got Scherzer and DeGrom back-to-back game 1 and 2. I mean, that should be a win-win for the Mets, 2 out of 3. And then Bassett on Sunday, who pitched a great game the other day. Walker pitched a great game today. He pitched great, 6 innings, you know. What it is, what it is. The Mets just whooped that candy ass. And that's it. So we'll see what happens with the Mets this weekend. Then next week is the big week. Holy shit, next week is big for the Mets. 4 games in Atlanta. And then 4 games in Philly. Doubleheader next Saturday. Ugh. And then right after that, they got the Yankees in that fucking construction site in the Bronx. And if all goes well, excuse me, all goes well, Scherzer and DeGrom will be pitching those 2 games back-to-back against the Yankees. Holy shit, Yankee fans, you do not want that. I'll tell you that right now. The way the Yankees are right now, they didn't want to even sniff DeGrom or freaking Scherzer in those 2 games at that launching pad. No way. And by the way, Yankee fans, you lost again today. 4-3 against the Mariners. Boy, the Mariners have your number this year. 6 games and you lost 4 of them. And really, the Yankees should have swept the Mariners, if you think about it. They should have won that first game. The second game last night, they went to 13 innings and blew it. Because they can't fucking run the bases correctly. And today, they just got beat 4-3. So now the Yankees are on a big losing streak right now. Well, actually, they're on a 1-game losing streak, not a big losing streak. But they lost overall in the last 10 games. They lost a lot. But still, they have a pretty sizable lead against I think the Blue Jays. It was at 10 and a half last check. But Yankee fans, you should be worrying right now. I know it's 50 games left. Anything can happen. The Yankees can get red hot again. We'll see, but see what happens with that. The Yankees got the Red Sox this weekend. You know, they're gonna. If there was a great weekend for the Yankees, this weekend should be a great weekend. Just beat up on the Red Sox. If you lose 2 or 3 to the Red Sox, just pack it in already. Seriously, pack it in. Because even when Stanton comes back, it ain't gonna matter. The offense is garbage right now. Besides Judgy Wudgy. That's it. You got nobody. The pitching staff stinks. Except for last night, Garrett Cole and Luis Castillo put on a show. But other than that, you got no pitching. And you got no bullpen. Like, your best 2 people are hurt. And Aroldis Chapman can't even pitch anymore. It is what it is. It's just not another year for the Yankees. They get red hot and then down the stretch, and then the playoffs start. You think they're gonna make a good run near the end, and then when they get to the playoffs, they choke. If it's not the Boston Red Sox, it's the Astros. But we'll see what happens when we get there. We're a few weeks away, about another month and a half away. 50 games left, so we've got a ways to go. But that Met magic number now, I believe, is at 44 or 45. So, not getting excited just yet. Like I said, next week is the big week. 4 in Atlanta, 4 in Philly, and 2 in the Bronx. The Mets can win at least 7. I would love 8, but I would say 6 or 7. And we still have a good lead against the Braves. We're fine. We're fine going through to September because Mets have a pretty easy-ish schedule for September. So, and it is what it is. Braves don't really have a great schedule either. So, but we'll see. Philly's getting red hot. So, the Braves start going downhill. The Phillies can just jump into second place and maybe kick the Braves out of the playoffs. I would love that, so I can just laugh at JD. So that's all I got to say about that. But we'll move on from there. And we'll see. Well, we will see what happens with the Mets, the Yankees, and everybody else if we get there. All right. So once again, like I said, let's get back to AEW. We're from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Quake by the Lake, and our commentary team this week. Surprisingly, good old JR did not come at 9 o'clock. He was through the whole show from 8 to 10, which is great to be JR. Good old JR, barbecue sauce. The man behind the mask, Excalibur, and man from Red Cool Brother, Taz. Brother. And the legend, wait for it, legendary man himself, Tony Baloney Schiavone. Alright, we're a couple weeks away from All Out, so we're starting to formulate the card for All Out right now. And we find out about the Trios tournament, which begins next week on the program. That's good. So we got a lot of tournaments in wrestling going on right now. We got the women's tag team tournament on Raw and SmackDown, and next week we got the trios tournament beginning on AEW. And NXT Heatwave next week. That should be a pretty interesting weekend, and next week should be pretty good too. We'll see. As we head on into the end of August into September with Clash the Castle and All Out 4. Well, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. It was interesting today that Tony Khan came out today, and there was a story by Dustin Rhodes, Go Dust. Goldust opened his mouth, inserted foot, and said that AEW might be doing 2-day pay-per-views in the future. I'm like, that ain't happening. And then Tony Khan came out and said, no, we didn't really discuss that internally. Then he's like, oh, we're not doing it. They shouldn't. They really shouldn't do it. Stop copying WWE and really WWE copying New Japan. Because New Japan can do it like that. They can do 3-day pay-per-views and make it good. And they did last year with Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, Night 2, and then Night 3 was New Japan versus Noah, but that was on like a Saturday. It was January 4th and 5th, and then the third night was, I think, the 8th and the 9th of this year. Good shows, though. Very good. G1 Climax is going great. They just finished, I think tonight is night 15, actually. So already 2 weeks into the G1. It's almost done. I've even been watching the last 2 nights. I have to catch up, so. But I know Jay White's doing great right now in it. But not that he's going to win it, obviously. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a champion besides I'm talking about the world champion in the G1 that won the G1, and then what do you do with Wrestle Kingdom? Who wins? So usually the world champion doesn't win the G1. I could be wrong on that. So I've only watched the G1 from 2012 up to now, so we'll see. But if anything, anybody should win that tournament, probably be either Tanahashi. Maybe Naito, but there's gonna be somebody. I just don't know who. And we'll see what happens with that, and who gets the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom 7. What number is up to now? 17, I think. That's January the 4th and 5th of 2023. I don't know if there's gonna be a third night like it did this year, but I mean, we'll see what happens when we get to January 2023. And really, WWE kicks off the year with Day 1, Part 2. The second annual Day 1, January the 1st, 2023. Where that's going to be, I don't know, don't care. Then Wrestle Kingdom, which will probably just blow Day 1 out of the water. Then you got the Royal Rumble at the end of January. And in February, we got AEW Revolution. And we'll see what happens. So we get all that later. Alright, so we start off AEW Dynamite with the Fire the Pyro. We are live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Quake by the Lake. And we start off, surprisingly, with the coffin match between Brody King, member of the House of Black, taking on Darby Allin. Surprisingly, I thought this was going to be the main event. They were going to maybe start with Jericho and Moxley, but didn't do that. So the coffin match starts. This match was freaking bloody as fuck. Chaotic, too. It was just great. Hard hitting. Brody King was bleeding like a freaking girl in her period. Holy crap. But anyway, starts off, Brody's in the ring, waiting for Darby to get in the ring. Darby pops up out of the darkness. He was underneath the ring. Comes in, starts beating up Brody, including a thumbtack skateboard shot to the head. What do you think? He got busted open. They fight all around the ring. Darby is punched out of the air and sent over the table. Ow. And then Brody breaks the skateboard over his knee. That was cardboard. No. Which has Darby diving right back at him. Because Darby don't give two shits. But he's won the last 2 coffin matches. Against Andrade and against, I forget who the first one was against. I think it was Sammy Guevara. I forget who it was, but anyway. Go back in the ring. Darby fights his way out of trouble on the top. Hits a super code red. Wow. Brody gets sent to the outside again. And there's really a humongous trail of blood on the floor. I think he got bladed bad, or I don't know. Maybe those thumbtacks are like bladed him the other way, but not blading. I'm like hard way blood. But anyway, Brody whips Darby hard into the barricade. Ow! I'm gonna break. Come back. Brody misses Darby with a middle rope splash to the floor. Obliterates the table at ringside. Darby loads up a big dive, but then the lights go out. Sabu comes out. No, he doesn't come out. The House of Black come out. And we see Malachi Black and the returning Buddy Matthews. Where have you been lately? But I think it was injured, so what it was. So excuse me. So Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black come out to kind of cause a distraction. And Darby was going for that cannonball dive. He runs off the ropes. Julia Hart was on the other side of the ring, trips him. And then there's a big 3-on-1 beatdown on Darby. And then Brody King hits a running flippy-dippity-doo, or, well, the cannonball to a table in the corner. Ow. Then they load up the coffin. They're about to put Darby in the coffin to get his first loss in the coffin match. They open the lid, and it's Sting! It's Stink! So he's in the coffin, he gets up, and he has his face paint, but notice his eye was like Malachi Black's eye, with that weird face paint. So Sting comes out, he cleans house, throws Malachi Black the bat, which he like Malachi like a cowed in the corner, and sat down, and then Sting took his bat, it's like, here, take the bat, let's see you kick my ass now. So Tommy, well, I'll say Tommy N blocks, Tommy N thinks about it, and he's like, I thought Sting with the eye makeup was gonna join up with the House of Black. That would have been really shocking, but he did not. So Tommy thinks about it, then he leaves, which allows Darby to hit the big cannonball dive on the Brody on the floor. And then we see Malachi and Malachi leave and Sting go after him. I still can't wait for that match. But Darby tries to get him in the coffin, but Brody drops Darby onto the steps. Ow. But Darby manages to get in a few chain shots, and you know that the chain was strategically put in the corner. So he grabs the chain, chokes Brody out on the apron, as Brody was trying to do something on the apron, maybe like put him through the coffin somehow, but Darby like reversed it and choked him out. And then Brody falls off the apron into the coffin, and the freaking coffin just closes, and JR's like, he scored a hole-in-one! By God! So Darby gets the win in almost 13 and a half minutes. Match was sadistic and brutal, violent. It was great. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. So Darby wins his 3rd straight coffin match. The guy's the king of the coffin match. But it is what it is. But the House of Black are now in full force, with Buddy Matthews coming back from, I guess, injury. So we'll see what happens with that. And I assume the House of Black, Sting, and Darby's situation will continue, even with Miro getting involved now. And I'll talk about Miro in a second. But still, great match, 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we go to the back. We have The champ is here! No, not John Cena. We have the other John Moxley! He says that since we have the FTW title, since, I guess his title supposedly doesn't mean anything, his title might as well be the FYI title. What's that, the For Your Information title, I guess, there, John? But anyway, he says tonight he's going to push the last surviving member of the Hart Family Dungeon, that's Chris Jericho, and the Lionheart to his limits and see what happens. So we get that. So I get that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we hear from Jericho, who's dressed like his Lionheart gimmick back in ECW and a little bit of WCW. Jericho promises to win the belt because the Lionheart is back. Talks about how he's going to stretch the shit out of Moxley, and he's going to win the belt back. Remains to be seen, but we'll see what happens. So I get that 3 out of 5 stars. And Jericho looks like he lost a lot of weight before he made the match. He looked great in there. He looked like the Jericho from ECW / WCW. He felt like a luchador in there. Pulling off super Conranas and stuff like that. Great. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, so then we find out the brackets for the Trios tournament beginning next week in Charleston, West Virginia. Yep! So on the left side of the bracket, we have the Death Triangle, that bastard Pac, the All-Atlantic champion, teaming up with the Lucha Brothers. Well, I'll get to it in a second. They take on Will Ospreay, and Aussie Open. That should be a fun match. That feud continued. Remember that feud? That feud kind of reignites a little bit. So, the winner of that will take on the winner of La Facción Ingobernables, Andrade, Dragon Lee returning, and Rush, as they take on the Young Bucks. And a mystery partner. Who do you think that's gonna be? If you say Adam Page, I'm gonna smack you. No, I'm not. But if you think it was Adam Page, you're wrong. I'll get to that in a minute. So the Young Bucks and a mystery partner will take on Andrade, Dragon Lee, and Rush. That match will be next week on the program. That should be fun. We got that. On the right side of the brackets, we got the House of Black. Obviously, it's going to be Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. They take on the Dark Order. The Dark Order. Probably going to be the Beaver Boys, Johnny Hungy, Alex Reynolds, and Preston, well, number 10. Because I don't think Evil Uno would be in this tournament. I don't know why. He's not as evil as Mr. Danhausen. Mr. Danhausen, very evil, very nice, very evil. I curse a lot now. Yeah, have you noticed Mr. Danhausen's cursing a lot more now? If you've been watching his vlog. Like I do religiously. Same thing with Sammy, well, not as much Sammy Guevara, but I really religiously watch BTE. With the Bucks and, everybody. So anyway. So the House of Black take on the Dark Order. The winner of that faces the Trustbusters, who is Ari Daivari and Slim J. We saw them on Rampage about a week or two ago. They take on the Best Friends, give me a hug, of Trent Beretta, Chucky T, Chuck Taylor, and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. So, we'll see what happens with that. Looking at this bracket, this is made perfectly for the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to win the belts. So, I'll tell you right now, the Young Bucks are going to face the House of Black, most likely, in the finals at All Out, and the Young Bucks are obviously going to win. Obviously. Unless a certain team called the Undisputed get involved with Adam Cole, baby, and the Red Dragon. But we'll see when we get there. And that's that. Alright, so that's the Trios tournament. So there you go. Alright, then we get to match number 2, a Lucha Libre Telemundo Televisión Excelente de Studio. I would get Mr. El Dorito, but he's taking a nap. He says hello, though. Alright, so we got La Facción Ingobernables of Bruce and Andrade teaming up for the first time in like 5 years, I think. 5 or 7 years, I think Excalibur said. They take on the Lucha Brothers of our good friend Rey Fenix and Pentagon Zero Miedo. Lucha Libre style match, tornado tag match, no tags in the match. We had Jose Jalapeno on a stick. No, we had Jose and Alex Abrahantes at ringside. This was a fun tornado tag team match. I mean, first match was red hot, then they come back with another semi-red hot match. But still, it was pretty decent for what it was. So it starts with La Facciones beating the crap out of Fenix. Suplexes him hard into the corner. Pentagon gets back up with a sling blade. Fenix then hits a suicide dive. Says whoosh into the barricade. Then a running flippy dibbity doo. Drops Andrade, which leaves Penta to hit Made in Japan forever for a near fall on Roosh. Go back in. Roosh breaks up the Spike Fear Factor. Drops Fenix onto Penta. Ouch. For a double near fall. And then the La Facción de Ignobles hits stereo flippity doos on the floor onto the Lucha Bros. Yes, we got a break. We come back. The Lucha Bros come back, hitting their own big flippity doos, which sets up Phoenix's Eddie Guerrero ese Latino Heat. Why is that pedo doing my dance, Jesse? I don't know, Eddie. I don't know. Maybe he was paying tribute to you. I don't know. He's a good guy. Rey Fenix is a great guy. You know him. Yeah, but what is he doing to dance like me? I say, I don't know. I don't know. Go ask him then. I don't know. Wait, what do you want me to do, Eddie? Why don't you ask him yourself, pedo? Hey, don't call me a pedo, okay? I'll ask him, alright? Go have sex with China, alright? Ole, bite muchachos, muchachas. I'm gonna have sex with the mamacita, Latino Heat. Okay, get out of here. God damn it. Anyway, if you don't like my impressions, fuck you. I'm not making fun of the Mexican people. I'm not making fun of the dead. If you don't like it, get off my channel. But you love me so much, you're gonna stay on. Because that's what you do. You stay on my dick because you love it so much. Anyway, so Rey Fenix does the Eddie Guerrero dance, then he hits the Eddie Guerrero force punch, but not as good as me, Beto. I know. But that gets knees. Because he didn't do it like me. See? Because he was spending too much time dancing dead. He's dancing, stop it. Pentagon hits a rolling Gilmore Kata, bang, to drop Roosh, which leaves all four men down. They get back up. Andrade ties Pentagon's mask to the ropes. And then JR's like, no, back down, not the double knot, back down, not that. Which leads Roosh to hit a power driver on Rey Fenix. Pentagon then rips his mask off to make the save. We can see, he's still in his makeup, but we know what he looks like anyway. Which leaves Andrade. Alex Abrahantes is trying to throw him another mask, but Andrade took it and he's like, puny mask. Throws it out to the crowd. Some lucky fan got that mask. Anyway, another fan's like, throw it back! Why don't you throw away a good, perfect luchador mask? Hey, this ain't One Night Stand 2005 when they threw Cena's shirt back. That was funny. That was great. Especially the guy that took the shirt, threw it. And boy, was Cena mad. Well, fuck you. Cena almost caused a riot back in that pay-per-view, which I was at, by the way. If you watched it, if you see when it sign says if Cena wins, we riot, I was right around that area. So, it is what it is. At the Hammerstein Ballroom. So after he throws the mask out, whoosh, hits the bull's horns, and then Andrade finishes Fenix off. 1, 2, 3, they get the win in under 14 minutes. So once again, La Facción Ignobles beat the Lucha Brothers, and once again do what they do. They did the last couple of times they met. Take the mask off of Pentagon. That's it. So match was all right. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. I'm still thinking that we're going to see a mask versus hair match. Masks plural. Masks versus hairs match at All Out between Andrade, Rouge, and Lucha Brothers. And I think we might see La Faction bald, but we'll see what happens with that, how far it gets. I think that's where it's leading to with the mask pulling and all that crap. Look at that. All right, then we get to a long segment with the Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson with that idiot Brandon Cutler putting on the cam. They go into the Dark Order's locker room and Adam Page, the cowboy, doing some cowboy shit. They're in the locker room. I don't know what the hell Dark Order was talking about. Well, if you follow Johnny Hungy, they're talking about dick size and everything. Creepy. Anyway, probably talking about that. Who knows? So they come in, and then I like Johnny Hungy say, "Hey, Brandon, don't forget we got to do a bit for BTE this week." Okay. Just make sure, Brandon, that you know there's going to be a Dark Order segment on BTE, episode 319, this Monday. Don't forget that. Anyway, the Bucks praise Adam Page for everything he's done over the years, reminisce about their great times together in the Elite, saying it was the best of times and the worst of times. Well, best of times of their career. Then really was Matt Jackson basically apologizing for being a dick. All those, back in the day. He says, "I apologize," and says, "We got this trios tournament coming up, and we want you to be our partner, in the trios tournament." So Page is like crying. You can see he's like crying. He's like wiping his eyes. Like, "There's no crying in wrestling." But Page says, "I'm grateful for our time together, but these guys. I mean, this is like their tournament. This is set up for them." Yeah, right. He's like, "Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm gonna be in their corner, because they've had my back for a couple of years, and I want to pay them back and everything, blah, blah, blah." But then he says, "We'll get together later and have some beer." Obviously. Probably go to Applebee's or something like that. Hey, where's Fat Massa going? So anyway. So no Hung Bucks reunion. So the Bucks are not pleased with that. But they're not arguing. And then Brandon, that idiot, says, "Oh, hey, can I join you guys with the trios tournament?" And then the Bucks are like, "Shut the camera off, Brandon, you idiot." Like, Brandon Cutler is going to be in this tournament. So basically, this confirms that Kenny Omega will probably be back next week. Probably. Unless the Bucks will find somebody else, maybe like Jay White. But I doubt it's going to be Jay White because he's still in Japan. So, doing the G1. But then again, never say never. But I still think it's going to be Kenny. So it's going to be the Bucks and Kenny winning the trios titles. And then starting their feud with Adam Cole, baby, and Red Dragon. And who called it from the beginning? Me. I was hoping to get to the point where it would be Kenny's Elite versus the Undisputed Era, which are not going to be called that anymore. There's a rumor that we're going to be called Paragon. Not Paramount, Paragon. Sounds retarded. But looks like we're going to get a 6-man trios tag team match coming up, whenever that may be. Probably be the Bucks and Kenny against the 3/4 of the Undisputed Era. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave all that 3.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to your, if you wanted to go to the bathroom break match of the night, you couldn't go. 37 seconds, we got Luchasaurus, who came out with Jungle Man Jack Perry, who was on commentary for 37 seconds. He takes on Anthony Henry of the, what's the team name? With JD Drake, of the Workhorsemen. Luchasaurus comes in, Bing, bang, boom. Good night. He walks into the Fossilizer, which is Sean O'Haire's old finisher. Remember that? You all remember Sean O'Haire? You do? You do. Part of the Thrillers, if you know, back in WCW. And if you don't remember them, you're SOL, and you know what that means. Anyway, so it hits the Widowmaker, basically, which he now calls the Fossilizer. 1, 2, 3, 37 seconds. Thank you for coming there, Anthony Henry. So that's that. Then after the match, basically the match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Christian Cage pops up on the Tron. He's in the back, talking. He's like, oh, I'm just having fun here. And then Jungle Boy sees him and he just runs right to the back. They have about to have a humongous brawl, but security come in and basically keep Jungle Boy from Christian. And then Luchasaurus comes out of nowhere, takes them all out. He like chokeslams. I think chokeslams one of the security guards on a production box, and then he accidentally headbutts Pat Buck. Oh, that's gonna be a fine. But Pat Buck took that headbutt like a champ. But it is what it is. So all that I gave. Well, the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. The segment I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we get to a segment with Miro slash CK Perry pussy. Yeah! So he's there for a promo. He's not sure what to do about the House of Black. Still going on with that. He was going to join, he was going to fight against them. But then Julia Hart comes up to tell him to embrace their gift. At first I thought it was CJ Perry. I thought it was Lana for a second. I was like, oh, it's Lana! No, it was the beautiful Julia Hart. Anyway, so she touches Miro's face, and Miro's like, you're not the woman allowed to touch my face. CJ Perry reference. But I'll gladly accept their help, their gift, which I guess was their help. So I'm confused. Did he join, or is he just getting their help to get this whole God's Redeemer thing out of the way before he goes back to WWE, most likely? Because you know he's going back. Him and Lana. Because he is not having a great time right now in AEW. Longest reigning TNT champion. Well, I think before Sammy. Or I think it was before Sammy or before Scorpio Sky. But anyway, pretty better run than those guys. But still, Miro is not happy in AEW, and I think he's going to be jumping ship back to WWE, so we're going to get Rusev Day coming back, because, you know, everybody's coming back to Hunter now. And when some AEW contract expire, you know, they're not going to probably renew them, they're going to go right back to Hunter. And probably be more TV time, most likely. But we'll see when we get there. Alright, so I gave Miro segment 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the back with Tony Baloney. And Powerhouse Will Hobbs. About to cut a promo, but he gets interrupted by QT Marshall Knott and the Factory. Who says they'll take care of Ricky Starks. And Hobbs is like, well, don't make your problem my problem, or something like that. So we get that, and we'll move on from there. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to another segment. We got a lot of segments on this show, not more matches. How about a little less talk and a lot more action here on BCR? I mean, Dynamite, as Ashton Marie would say, my ex. Anyway, we move on. So we get to Jay Lethal, Black Machismo, yeah, raining down from somewhere. Ooh, yeah. Get it! Is that right, Miss Elizabeth? That's right, Laney. So we have Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and the original player from the Himalaya, Sanjay Dutt. They come out to the ring for a promo, and they brag about taking out Wardlow at Battle of the Belts, Satnam Singh putting Wardlow through the table after Wardlow beat Jay Lethal to retain his TNT Championship. So Lethal's like, well, you got two choices there, Wardlow. You give me another title shot, or you're going to get beat up. So Wardlow on cue comes out, says, "I'm taking you all out right now." But 3-on-1, so I don't know how good that would have went. And then FTR come out, Forever the Revival, the triple tag team champions. They come out, they join them, they get on the apron, they get in the ring. Basically, Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh bail, leaving Jay Lethal for dead. And Wardlow and FTR beat the crap out of Jay Lethal. FTR hits the Shatter Machine with a big rig on Lethal, laying him out. And that's pretty much it. So, probably next week, or maybe on Rampage, we'll get a 6-man tag team match. It is what it is. We'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the back, I think, with Lexi. Not that Lexi, not Alexa Bliss, the other Lexi. The interviewer Lexi, looking fine as always. She's with the other members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. So we have Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic, Parker and Lee, and Anna J.S., J.A.S. I should say. They're there to basically get ready for Chris Jericho's big win tonight. And they're like, "Oh, we got a little bit of bubbly." I'm waiting for them. And some, hors d'oeuvres and shit. And then Daniel Garcia calls himself the Dragon Slayer for taking out Bryan Danielson. And then we find out there's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match with Bryan Danielson, who returns on Rampage to speak, I guess, about that. So, Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia, next week, 2 out of 3 falls. Wow, that's going to be great. Can't wait for that. So, Garcia talks about Bryan Danielson, and then Anna Jay looks off to the distance and chokes out another, I guess, production assistant or something. It was a chick this time. People are thinking, "Is that Mia Yim?" No, it's not Mia Yim. Doesn't even look like her. She had blue hair. It's not Mia Yim. Actually, it was Leva Bates, actually. I didn't know that. I didn't recognize her, but it was Leva Bates. Somebody told me on Twitter. So that's that. Alright, so we'll move on from there. So I give that 3 out of 5 stars. And we'll move on. Alright, after that, we'll go to our next match. Aaron Solo, Bayley's ex-boyfriend. How do you get rid of her, asshole? You get rid of her, and now she looks like a badunkadunk chick. Hey, Bayley. You can give me, you don't have to give me a hug unless you want me to give you a hug. But if you want the vitamins and the milk, slide in my DMs. And tell EO and Dakota Kai they can come with you. But EO already knows she's my wife, so. EO can just stand there like, "I like cats." She'll just stand there, "I like you, come on. We eat sushi later." No, we'll do that later. But anyway, we move on from that. So Aaron Solo takes on Absolute Ricky Starks. So Aaron Solo comes out by himself, and then the rest of the factory come out. QT Marshall not. Mr. Captain Caveman! Nick Camarado, now, I don't know what the hell he's wearing and what his gimmick is now. Looks like a gigolo or something. Wearing a ridiculous hat. Looks like Tigress. Remember the Funkasaurus? Now he's the national champion of NWA, and he's a political analyst for CNN. That's a pretty good deal. Huh. But anyway, yeah, he's dressed like some weirdo. Yeah, Aaron Solo. Then you got what's his name? I can't think of his name. Two Dimes. Donovan Tate. You got him, Connor Carter, whatever his name is. And then you got Anthony Abogo there. Blah blah blah. So they're on the ramp, but they try to interfere and they get ejected. You're out of here. So Ricky just beat the fuck out of him. Easy squash match, I guess it was. 2 minute squash match. basically Starks takes Solo down, but goes to a Rochambeau. It gets countered with a Hurricanrana. Ricky misses the spear, but then hits another spear from the other side. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming there, Aaron Solo. So I gave that match 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Nick Camarado comes in. Looks like he wants a piece of Ricky Starks. Goes after him, but he gets away from a chair shot. Ricky gets away from a chair shot. Then he goes into the crowd, runs up really slowly, and just hangs out with the crowd. So, that's basically it. So I don't know what that's going to lead to. I personally don't care if it's just Ricky Starks against the Factory. Boring! I know you're trying to build him up as a big baby face, but I mean, really? Make him just beat a bunch of jobbers from Dark. Or Elevation. Like the Factory are. What it is. That's I gotta say about that. Alright, then we go to the back where we see the Ass Boys. We see Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys. So they're talking, and then Stokely Hathaway comes in and tries to recruit the Ass Boys. Billy Gunn doesn't like it, so Stokely Hathaway calls, "Hey, shut up, Grandpa Ass!" That was funny, as he tries to give him his card. And then, "Mr. Danhausen, I will curse you." Very evil, very, very, very nice, very evil. So he comes in, and we have a match made on Rampage between Beardhausen, which is Danhausen, teaming up with Eric Rowan, remember him? Well, now Eric Redbeard, who was backstage. It wasn't used, but just backstage. So he's teaming up with Mr. Danhausen to take on the Ass Boys on Rampage this Friday night. Guess who wins that one? And it is what it is. So we got that. So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get to the Trustbusters of Ari Daivari and Slim J. They interrupt the best friends, Trent, Chucky Taylor, and Orange Cassidy, because OC won't answer Ari Daivari's texts or calls. Basically, Cassidy says no. And then there's threats made, and then we're going to get a match on Rampage between Orange Cassidy and Ari Daivari. But looks like they were really kind of promoting the trios match tonight. Not much for the pay-per-view yet. But we'll see. I mean, we're like 3 weeks away, and we don't have anything for the pay-per-view right now. Besides the, trios title finals. That's it. That's only one match announced. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that Creek Busters Best Friends thing 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, back to the ring with some action finally. At 9:09 p.m., we got the women in action. So a little bit earlier than the 9:30 Doom slot. So for the TBS title, we had Madison Rayne taking on that bitch show, the champion Jade Cargill, 36-0, with Stokely Hathaway and the woman on fire herself, Kiera Hogan, at ringside. I didn't see Leda Gray, but the honorary baddie. But I think we had another baddie, but we didn't know who the hell. Who's that? But anyway, it was a fun little 7.5 minute match. Jade misses a charge in the corner to start. Then a middle rope drop kick by Madison sends Jade to the outside. She goes outside. Madison has to counter a powerbomb into a Hurricanrana on the outside. They go back in. Jade hits one hell of a spear. Almost better than Goldberg. And many others who have used a spear. As we're going to break, come back. Madison grabs a neck breaker. Hits a looking insecure. You probably didn't get all of it. And then Kiera Hogan with a distraction lets Jade kick her down. And then Madison tried to counter with her own move. Jade countered into Jaded. 1, 2, 3. She retains the title and goes 37-0. She's basically like the female Goldberg. But more, well, she's a woman, so it is what it is. So we get that. Or you can call her the female Asuka if you want to think about it. Because she's undefeated, and Asuka went undefeated for 500 and some odd days as champ. And that's it. So match was alright. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. After the match, we had Athena, or Ember Moon, disguised as one of the baddies, comes in, takes Jade out, clears the ring. So that might be a match at All Out for the TBS title. Athena versus Jade Cargill. Would he transfer the belt? Possibly. Now that Chris Statlander, who was the #1 contender with Athena, she got injured. She's, not the #1 contender to the women's championship, the one that Thunder Rosa has. So that puts Athena in #1 spot for the TBS title. So, we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa, we go to the back with Tony Baloney, Schiavone. He's with Thunderstorm, Thunder Rosa, yay! And Tony Storm, who is now the #1 contender after Chris Statlander got hurt. I don't know how she got hurt. Maybe in an indie show or something like that. Or maybe training, I don't know. So, Thunder Rosa's not kind of down with that right now. Tony Storm's like, well, I got a match coming up next week with Kylan King. As a warm-up, I guess. So Thunder was like, we'll talk about this later. We just want to keep Thunderstorm's momentum going. And Thunder was like, well, we'll talk about the title match later. Or at another time, something like that. So that's probably going to be your all-out match. Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. And we'll see what happens with that. I would love for Tony Storm to win that, but I mean both are great, but I just don't think Thunder Rosa's reign as champion is that great. Sorry, Mel, I'm just being real. That's her name, Melanie Cervantes. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that when we get there. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a rundown of everything that's going to be happening on Rampage. And next week's Dynamite, which is basically headlined by Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia, 2 out of 3 falls. And the start of the Trios tournament with the Bucks and a mystery partner taking on La Facción de Ignobles. See what happens with that. And we'll move on. Really on Rampage, really nothing great. I mean, Sonny Kiss is back in action. Woo! Sonny Kiss gets some TV time finally. Woo! She, whatever you want to call it. Sonny Kiss takes on the Rampage debut of Parker Boudreaux, who was in that segment with the Trustbusters. Man, he looks scary. He still looks scary. And when he was with Gacy, he looked scary. He still looks scary. So, he makes his Rampage TV debut on Friday night against Sonny Kiss, and I think you know who wins that. Sorry, Sonny. Sorry. Sonny Kiss, former two-time Warriors of Wrestling heavyweight champion. And I think he was the No Limits champion as well. I might be wrong on that. But anyway, we move on from that. So that's all that's going to happen on Rampage this week. Not live, it's taped, obviously, from Minnesota. So we got that. And then we got Rampage next week. Tony Storm against Kylan King. Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson, 2 out of 3 falls. And the Bucks and a mystery partner taking on La Facción de Ignobles in the Trios tournament. And much, much more to be announced on Rampage. We'll see what happens with that. Then we go to your main event of the evening for the AEW Interim World Title. We have Jon Moxley taking on Lionheart Chris Jericho, who came out in his WCW, ECW, New Japan look as the Lionheart. Nice. I think he had the New Japan music as well, or the ECW music as well, when he came out as Lionheart Chris Jericho in ECW. Nice touch there, Chris. Nice. Liked it. We have Mr. Legal on commentary. Legal! What do you want, Sunshine? Oh, right. War Games! Sorry. So he's on commentary. This was a bloody slobber knocker of a match. Sickening. Brutal match. So it starts off with a feeling out process, not like that. Jericho with his ponytail. Don't know if that's an actual ponytail or I don't know. Anyway, so Jericho arm drags Moxley down a few times. Then he takes him down to crank on the neck. Moxley gets back up with some chops and some shit talk. Then a snapmare drops Moxley. Jericho then grabs Moxley's earring, and you think you're Randy Orton? Remember when he did to Jeff Hardy with the screwdriver in the ear lobe thing? He goes like twisting his. But anyway, he does one better, and he takes the earring out of his ear. Rips Moxley's earring out. Moxley's busted wide open after a while. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be busted wide open from getting your, an earring ripped out of your freaking ear. I mean, there's blood, but not like pouring blood, and he's like covered in blood on the left side of his face. Because as always, Moxley has to bleed in a goddamn match. Every fucking match he has to bleed, especially in the GCW matches too. He does that shit too. I mean, you're gonna mess up your face after a while. You want your daughter. I mean, they have a kid with Renee Paquette. I mean, you want your daughter when she grows up to look at you and you have like chopped liver on your head, kind of like what New Jack had and Abdullah the Butcher. And now that Matt Tremont has, no disrespect to Matt Tremont, a deathmatch legend, but I mean his head looks like freaking mashed potatoes on his head. It's all bleh, for all the bleeding he does. That guy bleeds more than I don't know who. Oh, Rollerblader, I guess. I don't know. I made that up, but crazy. But Moxley's head is gonna look like bleh in like the next 5-10 years. He keeps bleeding like that. But anyway, we come back. Moxley's a bloody mess. But he's well enough to work an armbar. Jericho breaks that up. He grabs the Heartbreaker figure 4 around the ring post, made famous by Bret the Shitman Hart. And, for some odd reason, Aubrey Edwards is counting him like 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, there is a DQ. But I didn't think they would do it on the floor, but still. But anyway, so Jericho lets go at 4 because he's got 5! They go back in, Moxley grabs a crippler crossface, which is reversed into the walls of Jericho as we go to break. And Moxley looked like he was out of it. He was like, kind of like, I thought, and Excel was like, he's done! But anyway, Moxley gets up, still in the hole, crawls over to the rope for the break. Jericho then tries the triangle drop kick, or the Kota Ibushi golden triangle drop kick, made famous by Kota. Kota actually wants to join AEW. Please let him. Let him join. He will be a star in AEW. And then maybe, just maybe, he might team up with Kenny again. We'll get the Golden Lovers back reunited for like a 3rd time. What, a 4th time? I don't know how many times they reunited, but one more for the Gipper. So we'll get that. Hey man, maybe Kota Ibushi will join Kenny's version of the Elite. He did for a brief time join the, not brief time, but like very 5 seconds, join the Bullet Club. But that didn't work out. Would have been nice, but it is what it is. Alright, so he tries the triangle dropkick, gets sent to the outside, which allows Moxley to go up top, only to dive into the code breaker by Jericho for a very near fall, 2.9999995. With that not working, Jericho takes the turnbuckle pad off for a distraction, which allows Sammy Guevara. Wow, that was a quick honeymoon there, Sammy. Did you get your deal? Did Ty get her daily dicking? Obviously, because they got married so quick because Sammy wants to knock her up. That's gonna happen. If it hasn't happened already, we don't know that. These crazy damn kids. Anyway, so Sammy Guevara comes in to throw in Floyd the Bat to Jericho, and it was overthrown. Then a big-time shot by Jericho gives him a near fall. Then a ram into the buckle sets up the Judas Effect elbow for another near fall. Very near fall. 2.9999995. And basically Jericho's like, what do I gotta do to beat this guy? Nothing else working. Jericho goes for the belt. Misses a charge into the exposed turnbuckle. And then he's busted wide open. Moxley grabs a choke. Jericho reverses that into the Lion Tamer, which gets reversed into the Bulldog choke by Moxley, and Jericho had to tap out. So Moxley retains in a bloody mess of a match, almost over 22 and a half minutes, but it was like 5 minutes left of Dynamite, so you know something was going to happen, because we need a main event for All Out. So now Moxley won, obviously, but we knew he was going to fight. And there was rumors that it was not going to be Punk, because Punk was supposed to be out. He's not going to be at All Out. They were thinking of maybe going to Full Gear. But, and there's a but, and it always stinks. So the match was great. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. Jake Hager comes out. Parker and Lee come out with Jake Hager and Daniel Garcia. They have a big beatdown. Then the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club come out. Ortiz, Claudio come out. Eddie Kingston, that madman. They all come out, beating each other up. And then there's a big dive. And then Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society are kind of in control. Jericho's about to hit Moxley with the belt. But then we hear some very familiar music. We get, look in my eyes. I'm not going to sing it. We get CM Punk returning. Surprisingly, he returned. Cleared the ring. Fans are going completely berserk. I was hoping for Jay. I was like, back on! Here's CM Punk! Back on! So, yeah, he returns, and, everybody's masturbating, especially you know who. Blah, blah, blah. And, so he comes down, makes the save, and then, Moxley's in the ring. He gets up. Then they, basically have a face-to-face, a big-time epic stare-down. And then Moxley just says, fuck you, Punk! And then brushes off, leaving Punk alone to pose after that. And that's pretty much it. So, Punk is back. I thought he was going to be back later than the month, almost 2 months that he was out. But he's back. He looks great. He's walking fine, looking good, stuff like that. So, I was saying to myself, yeah, that was some injury there, Punk. But I think they just did this whole interim thing to set up All Out, obviously. Now, does that bring back MJF for Full Gear? Or does he appear at All Out and then challenge Punk for the title, which will probably lead into Full Gear, or maybe he wins it? Or does MJF just stay at home and do nothing? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it looks like we're going to get a unification match, Moxley Punk for the unified AEW title at All Out in Chicago on September the 4th, and we'll see what happens with that. So, it was a great ending to a very good show. Very good show. And my final rating, a solid 9 out of 10. This was almost perfect. Almost a perfect show. But, I think Tony made a statement saying, hey, Triple H, top that. Because Raw stunk, even though it did under 2 million views this week. Let's see what SmackDown brings on Friday. We got Killer Cross there. Roman should be there, so it might be a good Friday night. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So, glad Punk is back. Surprisingly, Punk is back. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think he was going to come back. But until Full Gear sometime, or maybe like Grand Slam. But so he comes back, and we're all happy, and we're all most likely going to masturbate to him tonight, if you haven't already. I'm not gonna do it. Because I'm going to masturbate to my Asian chicks. And that's all I gotta say about that. And get the good dicking from with Rosa too. Not that I had that already. Might go for round 2. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so that's it for my review. Thank you all for watching. Didn't really have much for chat tonight, but it's okay. I don't really care. And most we had 2 people, but we know who those are. Thank you for watching, assholes. Love you. Loving me and, you know, playing with themselves with the Gurgons right next to them, among other things. But that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I hope you had a good night. But anyway, we'll move on. So, like I said, 9 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. Great show. And that's all I gotta say about that. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and my other channels as well. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell and hit that turn on all notifications. So hit that bell religiously. If you're not getting my notifications, keep hitting it until you actually get my notification. Until Susan and her team of monkeys finally fix this goddamn place. Which will probably never. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. So do all that, and we'll go on from there. Don't forget to watch my NXT review. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so thank you all for watching on this late Wednesday night. It's time to edit and go to sleep, because I got work tomorrow, because I actually have a job. Unlike some of you assholes. I got a life too. So, I'm gonna do my thing, I gotta work, I gotta do some errands, I gotta do a little bit of shopping tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. Then Friday is the best day of them all. It's the weekend, it's payday. So get my check, and I got to go to the bank and cash it and take some money out for this weekend, because I gotta pay for my ticket to WOW, Roy's Wrestling Hit the Lights, Saturday night with the man himself, Ortiz, taking on Joe Ocasio for the Roy's Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Marty Bell and Allison Kay of the Hex will be in action separately. Allison Kay will face Mr. Darius Carter in an intergender match. Marty Bell will face the Warriors of Wrestling Women's World Champion Jade. I think you know who's going to win that. That's that. And some other stuff happening. Got a tag title defense with the Rise taking on the Cause. That's a weird tag team combination for a tag title match. The Rise versus the Cause. But they're good tag teams, but it is what it is. So we got that. I think we have a No Limits Championship match with Dexter. Oh yeah, we do. No Limits Championship, Dexter. Not that Dexter, of course. Please, don't push the button. You have no idea what. Yes. Grandpa? Don't call me Grandpa. Grandpa? Don't call me Grandpa. Grandpa? Yes. Dexter's Laboratory, great show. But not that Dexter, not Dexter Loomis. Dexter Obsidian takes on Kuda Montana for the No Limits Championship, which is basically like a hardcore type belt. So I got that, and some other stuff. That will happen Saturday night in Brooklyn, New York. It's going to be a fun time. Me and Nick are going to be there. Maybe Captain Lou Albano. No. Captain Lou, the enforcer of the prophecy, will be there. The prophecy will be in the house. I'm going to do some live videos, of course. I just have a good old time. So, that's pretty much it for that. And then next Saturday night, with a special start time of 7:30. It was supposed to be 7, but now it's got pushed back till 7:30. Outside in the parking lot of St. Patrick's Church in Brooklyn, New York. Outlaw Wrestling will be in will be there outside in the parking lot, surprisingly. But if it rains, it will be in the gymnasium where it was in May. So we got that. Got Homicide will be there. Alpha Jr. will be there. Prince Nana of the Embassy and the Prophecy will be there as well. Kevin Sullivan will be there. Crowbar will be there. Rick Swan will be there. Yeah, maybe I'll ask him about Su Yung. Maybe I won't. Because Su Young's locked in my basement. Sit down there, bride. Stay down there. Stay down there, bride. By the way, Su Yung is a member of the Prophecy. When she was formerly a member of Decay, which is renamed the Prophecy, but it is what it is. But blah 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 blah. But yeah, Rich Swan will be there dancing. We'll be singing all night long, all night. Singing that. He'll be in action. Scotty Too Hottie will be in action as well. And like I said, Kevin Sullivan will be there, the Taskmaster. But don't ask him about Chris Benoit. Please don't, for the love of God. Not all that is holy. Please do not ask him. That's it. I don't know if he's doing a meet and greet or anything, but I'd love to meet the guy. Just shake his hand. That's it. It's like, you're a great booker, man. I'm not going to ask him about Benoit. I'm just going to shake his hand, and that's it. Probably the same thing with Rick Swan, but I'm not going to ask him about Su Yung. Unless she's there. If Su Yung is there, I'm taking a picture with her. Without her makeup, most likely. But, I don't know. Maybe she won't be there. She'll be home. Wait for me. No. So we got that. Be nice to see Scotty Too Hottie. Be great to see Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Get that. Great to see Crowbar. It would be great to see Crowbar again. You know. We're not going to talk about, the great lady herself, Daphne. The Scream Queen, Daphne. I love you. But, catch up with Prince Nana. Always great to see that guy. Speaking of Prince Nana, I talked to Joel Maximo, and he runs a school in, I believe, somewhere around Times Square. He has his wrestling school there, and I asked Joel, I was like, hey, can I come down and just hang out? He's like, yeah, come down. So maybe one day, if I get any time, I'm in around the New York City area when Joel's doing his train, whenever Joel has his not when he's teaching, of course, but I might just go down there just to look at the school and everything, maybe catch up with Joel and Jose Maximo, and maybe Mike Verna, who had a procedure done, so I don't know if he'll be there, but maybe it'd be nice to see Mike Verna there again, and to catch up with Joel and Jose, blah blah blah. Hey, maybe I'll ask him. It's like, can I take a bump? Maybe I'll take a bump for you guys. Maybe I'll have Rosa film it, or maybe I'll have Jose or Joel film it. I'll look like an ass, but you'll love that, won't you? Oh, Peter fell on his ass. At least I'll take a bump better than you. Probably better than Chase did too, even though he got 3,000 hits on that. Good job, Chase. Good job. So maybe I'll do it if I can, but I'll probably look bad and I'll probably hurt myself. So 'cause I haven't done it in a while, so I'm retired, of course. So maybe I'll just run the ropes. I won't take a bump unless Joel hits me out of nowhere, he hits the pals, period, on me or something like that. I'm like, damn it, Joel! At least you could have hit a Gilmore cutter or a Spanish fly. Not that type of Spanish fly, of course. But, yeah, you never know. But, maybe one day, I told him, man, one day if I have any free time, I'd like to come down to the school and hang out. Not that I'm going to join or anything. I'll just hang out and just say hello. And just watch. I'm too old to wrestle. I'm 45. I'm broken down. I'm an old fart. But it is what it is. Like I said, maybe if I act nicely, maybe I can just run the ropes a little bit. I gotta get, it's like, so still got it, Joel! We'll see. We'll see what happens when that day ever happens. That would be nice. Maybe I'll get a lot of hits out of that. Maybe I won't. But it is what it is. Alright, so that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. I'm signing off. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Now I'm not gonna take off all my clothes, except when I get in the bedroom with the missus. Round 2. Get ready there, Missy. That's pretty much it. So yeah. So I'm gonna get out of here. So thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. I'm signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your Kokute. And I bid you adieu. And if you're not down with that, you sanctimonious pieces of shit, well, that's just too bad for you. Because me, Nick, Lauren, everybody in the prophecy that are better than you, and you freaking know it, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's all I gotta say about that. So, in the words of my good buddy, that's coming back pretty soon, Kenny by God Omega, I'm signing off. Goodbye. And just like the Gilmore Cutter, when I hit it, it's good night. Bang! Adios, bitches.